Nurse Jennifer Riggs from MaineGeneral in the studio with us to tell us about Nurses Week coming up. Was it starting the 6th of May?
It is the 6th of May, the 6th through the 12th, every year. And this year, I think, is extra special for us to celebrate Nurses Week because of the pandemic crisis that we're in. And we'll be celebrating our 1,592 nursing staff
what
at
a
MaineGeneral.
huge proportion of your whole staff. I didn't realize it was that high. That's over
It's the largest segment of our workforce at MaineGeneral. Yes, and the most important.
Yeah, you can't show enough appreciation. We can't show enough appreciation during this time for them.
Thank you.
We hear from them on the phones all the time, every morning.
Oh, yes.
Can't thank them enough.
And I think going through this pandemic, it just makes you extra proud to lead that group of nurses because right from the beginning, which, we're going on almost 8 weeks now of planning for this, and they just stepped up and with the main focus, I think, of wanting to make sure that we kept our patients and the community safe. And they redid workflows starting in the emergency room to make sure that patients with respiratory symptoms were cohorted separately from everybody else. And then we worked on, if we do get a surge, where are we going to put extra ventilated patients?
A lot of cross-training you guys have been doing?
A lot of cross-training. And the number of people that stepped up and just said, how can I help? And train me. I did this 10 years ago. I can do it again. From across the system was just really astonishing.
We've heard that happening in a lot of other states, and thankfully hotspots like New York had a lot of people coming out of retirement, and again, with cross-training and stuff, they were able to meet the need. And the surge, thankfully, wasn't what we may have anticipated a month or 6 weeks ago.
Definitely. And I think it's really important to thank our community for helping us with that, because people did stay home and listen to the advice on that. It helped keep our curve flatter.
I hear you're well stocked with ventilators, ICU.
We are.
Pretty open. So
yes, we have a plan.
If there's a second wave.
Will not go away exactly, because as we start to talk about reopening, we know there will be blips. So we have a very solid plan for accommodating any increased surge and keeping people safe, as well as keeping people safe when we start to reopen. That it's very safe to come in and have a surgery that you need, or X-ray, CT, MRI, all of that. We have a really great plan for keeping people safe as they get their needed medical care.
Well, we've always respected MaineGeneral's approach to their jobs every day and the quality people that we've met from MaineGeneral, and I hope you recognize that I'm respecting 6 feet of distance here.
Thank you for that.
I wanted to make sure I made that known to those on the other side of the radio who
He even
can't
gave
see
you
what
one of
we're
his
doing.
Lysol wipes.
I know, that's very,
now.
very impressive. Those are in short, high demand.
They are, very much.
So Nurses Week, the 6th through the 12th. Any other items that you'd like to add with respect to that?
Yeah, I think we will be having a system-wide celebration of all, as I said, 1,592 nursing staff. So that includes our doctor's office staff, our long-term care facilities, home care and hospice, as well as our inpatient nurses. And we will be highlighting some of the work that has happened during the pandemic. Our home care and hospice staff is very busy and prepared to care for people in their homes so that they don't have to go to a facility if they don't want to. If they want to die at home, our hospice team is just amazing in that regard. And then during the pandemic, I think our nursing staff really has stepped in as almost family for our patients because of the visiting restrictions.
We've heard that so many times in all different facilities. They're acting
we
as
do
family.
the Zoom and the FaceTime, but they really are. They have stepped
Surrogate
in as family. They really have, and whether it's just keeping them company or being with them when a patient's dying, it has just been very inspiring to see.
It's always been there, but it's on display much more now.
It is on display.
It's in your hearts. It's in your
makes
DNA.
you very proud.
And we're grateful for that. And thank you for being approachable and being so transparent, forthcoming with everything that happens at MaineGeneral. Joey McKenna has always been accessible, and I'm grateful for that. Whenever we ask for Dr. Diaz to make a visit here, she accommodates us. So you guys are wonderful. Love talking and working with you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, stay well. Best to your team.
Remember your nurses, May 6th through 12th for Nurses Week.